Hey, it's Bitty Penny. Welcome to my channel. And let's talk about a Crafty Mojo menu and why we would want to make one. Well, low mojo is a thing, lack of time is a thing, difficulty getting started can be a thing, and there's a lot of things that affect a low mojo creatively, and everyone experiences. And the first thing to do is just accept that it is normal. And this video is geared towards developing a strategy over the struggle. We know it's coming at some point, and so it's great to have a strategy. I came up with an idea of a menu, and the appetizers are small tasks that can finish quickly, or you can stop and start them easily. So some of those ideas are like shop your stash, dream a little, thumb through Pinterest or a magazine, review finished projects that you've made in the past, and forecast and look ahead. And if you're going to scroll, I would say limit your time, but you don't have to scroll at all. So I subscribe to Somerset Studios, and I just love this magazine. You may not have this magazine, you might have another, you might have a book. You might take a stroll outside. There's so many ways that you can gather ideas and look around you. Next, the specials. Now, the specials are kind of fun because we all have those projects that we need to work on. You know, somebody's birthday is coming up, you have holidays. There's all kinds of reasons to work on specials. And with the specials, we're talking again about low mojo. So maybe what you do is just die cut. You have a project you want to work on, like this is a sheet load of cards. So all these dragonflies are die cut, the oval in the center, maybe just cutting along a guide. Or you can just forecast and plan and think about your projects. If you have a big special project, just break it down. Do one little step, one of the steps that isn't ultra creative, and then you will make headway towards this bigger goal. So we're talking about bulk operations that don't require the creative spark to complete, and they need to get done, and it is always rewarding when you kind of chip away at things. Let's talk about main courses. Main courses are projects that are not exactly creative, but you can spend 30 minutes or more doing them. I mean, sometimes we have the time, we just don't have the mojo. So these could be things like die cutting, making master boards, printing off printables, your monthly maintenance, stamping, coffee dyeing, cutting and folding card bases. I'm a paper crafter. I make cards and junk journals and collage. So I'm going to think in those terms, but you think in your own terms about what you would put in all of these categories. It can work for everyone. So here is my monthly maintenance. It is a list that I came up with a couple of years ago. I refill glue bottles. I sharpen my trimmer blades or replace them. I change out my microfiber bags. I cut and fold card bases. I clean my tools that I'm so grateful for, that I use every day as I craft, and I take care of my things in my monthly maintenance. It's about honoring my space, my tools, and preparing myself so that when I am feeling creative, I'm ready to go. I put in an Alic Cart, and on the Alic Cart, I thought about things like simple task, right? Or projects to work on. So simple stamping. I have the stamp here that I like to cut out and put on the back of my handmade projects, and then I can sign my name. But you could use any stamp you could get out and just stamp a whole bunch of angels, stamp a whole bunch of sentiments, stamp a whole bunch of things. And this really doesn't take any kind of creative force. And it's a way to be in your craft room and be crafting without pressuring yourself to be ultra creative or finish a project. We all have avoidance, I think, to one level or another. But I sat here and I actually left this in full time for you. It took me 1 minute and 30 seconds to stamp out 28 little labels. And it's just a very simple project. And then Another time when I have more time in my craft room, I can fussy cut these, or I can take them on the go with me, which we'll talk about next. But I think sometimes we don't craft because we don't think we have enough time to craft. I took less than 2 minutes to sit down, and I was able to stamp out 28 labels for handmade cards or handmade projects. So you don't always need a lot of time to get into your creative craft room or craft space and make a difference. This will make a difference. I won't have to stamp these individually now. It's always nice to have those little mass making projects, and that's what I think Alic Cart is geared for in my mind. So here's a sheet load of cards. And so these are free printables that you can get from Call Me Crafty Owl. This is a Kendra's Card Sketches, which you can get from Kendra's Cards. And so there are so many options. So for this one, I needed to sit down the other day. I took an hour and I made 6 cards, or so I made 4, but then I finished the others later for my daughter, and I just used one of the sketches. If you're not a card maker, that's okay. You can use these sketches too. I use these sketches and I use them to decorate journal pages. So I have this journal that was completely blank. I put in just blank white, well, they were tea-dyed, but blank tea-dyed pages, and had so much fun filling all the blank pages with card sketches. And so all of these pages that you see that are decorated are card sketches. This one's from Kendra's Card Challenge 17. So I put this in the Alic Cart. I also put like clusters, making ruffles, making ephemera, making paper beads, because the Alic Cart can be like you just want to work on kind of one definitive thing. And I thought that that would be really fun. But the main idea is mass making, and for me with Alic Cart, and I think that that's really fun to have some mass making ideas, whatever they are for you in your craft room, and to work on those things. So next we're going to talk about our to-go menu. And I keep a small bag packed, and it's always packed, and I'm going to show you my bag next and what it's packed with. But I also want to encourage you to keep a journal so that you can write down ideas. You'll never know when you're going to feel inspired. And so keep a journal with you or take notes on your phone, but record as you go when inspiration does strike. So this is my bag, and I have it packed like this 100% of the time. So right now it doesn't have anything in the zippers or in my 8.5 by 11 little folder here. I don't have any projects prepped in here. I just have my tools locked and loaded, ready to go. I have a stamp positioning tool. I have a paper trimmer. I have a ruler. And I'm taking you through the whole thing. I keep this box in here because it's great if I have ephemera or card bases or project paper, whatever. It's just nice having this little box. It keeps things tidy for me. This is an old 31 cosmetics bag if you're looking for one. I don't think they still sell these. I don't even know if 31's still in business. I keep a little thing of ink. The idea here isn't that you have the bag that I have. The idea is that you see kind of what I always have packed. I used to have to wait in long lines to pick my kids up after school, and I would literally craft in my car like every day. It was either craft or take a nap. And this bag went with me all the time. It goes with me on vacation. I can take it when my kids were doing like kung fu and ballet, and I could craft while they were in class for an hour. It was better than scrolling. It made me happy, and it was when I could craft. So I definitely recommend having a go bag. I use watercolors, so I don't have to pack a bunch of markers or other things. So I just pack a couple of water brushes, markers, and my watercolors, a classic palette that I can mix any color that I want. And then I have, of course, a pair of scissors, a bottle of glue, a pokey tool, in case I'm stitching or sewing things together. I have twine. And a water bottle. And that is my go bag. So, you know, I just wanted to throw this in here at the end. I have a Mojo menu sample to show you, and here is what I came up with for myself. Again, you let your heart be free and open your mind and put anything on your Mojo menu that you want. I first started with a notebook piece, just a plain piece of paper. Nothing fancy, just a notebook piece of paper. And I started writing down my ideas. Then I transitioned those ideas to a very simple project that I made for myself. I took a very basic piece of, patterned paper, folded it in half, and on the inside, I actually used my scraps and put in my appetizers, my specials, my main course, and my a la carte. And I don't mind my handwriting, so I just wrote it all out. This is not big. This is like a 5x7. 5x7.5 when it's folded. Easy to put on my desk, and I can reference it. I can look at it, and I can come back and visit it and I can add more things as I think about what do I want to do in my craft room when I just don't have the Mojo. There's more videos coming on this subject, and I hope you enjoyed. Bye.